Toronto Maple Leafs top prospect Easton Cowan gets snubbed from a recent young prospect list that dropped alongside another young Leafs prospect. And we're going to dive into the impact this has on the Toronto Maple Leafs and why these guys should be placed higher in his rankings. So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Hat Trick HQ. But before we get into it, we got to say that 80.5% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you want to keep up to date on everything that's happening around the hockey world with the Leafs, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. But with that said, let's get right into the main topic of the video today, which is Easton Cowan snubbed. And yes, as we take a look here at this list from McKeen's Hockey, as you can see, the top 10 of the top 30 NHL prospects, we don't see Easton Cowan or any Leafs prospects here, which is kind of shocking after the year these guys have put forward. And then when we jump to the top 30, they're not even there. And we do get an explanation about why Easton Cowan got subbed, and it's not a very good one in my opinion. And if we take a look here, he jumped from the 204th ranked prospect at the beginning of the season to only 67th, fitting for Toronto Maple Leafs fans. Sorry, but he says one of the surprises of the 2023 draft, Cowan set an OHL record with a 42-game point streak. He's more than just a high-energy guy. He can be a difference maker offensively. And you think when he's saying such good things about this guy that he would put him higher on this list. And if we take a look at Easton Cowan's accolades during the season, he had 96 points in 54 regular season games, 34 points in 18 playoff games. He had 15 points in the OHL Championship Series. He also had 7 points in 4 Memorial Cup games. He was OHL MVP, J. Ross Robertson Cup champion, OHL playoff MVP, and first team All-Star. And Mark, I mean, when you're looking at these accolades and you see McKeen's Hockey put this guy outside the top 30, not just outside of it, 30 plus spots more out of the top 30 list at 67. It is just ridiculous because, in my opinion, Easton Cowan definitely makes a case to be in the top 10 here.
Well, I mean, you look at what he was saying. First off, the point streak, 42 games, which is an OHL record. This was a guy that a lot of draft just reporters had him mocked as going in the second round. The Leafs took a swing on him, got him in the first, and ever since then, his stock has been rising. And in my opinion, this should be in the top 30 as well. If you look at just the Memorial Cup, which was just recently finished, they lost the finals, but he did put up 3 points on his team's 3 goals. He put up 2 assists, 1 goal. He led the entire Memorial Cup in points with 8. He was first in scoring with 5 goals. He was tied for third in assists with 3 assists. This guy has been an absolute stud offensively and defensively as well. This is a guy that's playing the penalty kill, the power play in the top 6. He's doing everything in the OHL and in the Memorial Cup for the London Knights. Having him ranked this far down, a guy that was cut right at the end of training camp, he almost made the opening night roster. Seeing him at 67 is a little ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, and the question I asked to myself, and I guess a lot of you guys watching these videos, is like, why is there so much disrespect surrounding Easton Cowan? I mean, nobody liked him when the Leafs picked him. Now he puts up 96 points, wins a bunch of medals, puts up the highest point streak, and still is getting disrespected. What more do you want from Easton Cowan? He's done it. He's done everything to prove that he is a top prospect in hockey, and he's just getting disrespected by every single media member that puts a list together. It is just ridiculous. It's the reason it's the title of the video, because it is shocking that this guy can have such a fantastic year and just improve from year to year, maybe one of the best improvements we've seen in a long time, and still get snubbed from a top 30 prospect list when he should be above guys like Matthew Savoy, in my opinion. I mean, obviously he played in the NHL this year and stuff like that, but I mean, when you're just talking about prospects, this guy put up the numbers to be in the top 10, and I think a lot of people who are making these lists that are keeping him outside of even the top 15 are really going to get a slap in the face when Easton Cowan comes over to the NHL.
Yeah, because the biggest thing is the first thing I want to look at. Maybe this is a guy that has the hatred for the Toronto Maple Leafs, doesn't want to put Easton Cowan high. This was a guy that wasn't drafted in the lottery. He wasn't a top 10 pick, but that just adds to the value, in my opinion. You see a lot of the guys, if you want to just even pull up the screenshot, a lot of these guys are just offensively gifted players. They're guys that's going to put up points for you, but none of these guys are someone that can play the two-way game that Easton Cowan can. Looking at just number 12, Jonathan Lekramaki is an outstanding prospect, a guy that can score. He dominated the SHL. He dominated in the World Juniors. But this is still Easton Cowan, a guy that I would put just a tier below a guy like Jonathan Lekramaki, but not to the point where he's almost 50 ranks lower. In my opinion, it is an insane ranking. This guy has to crack the top 30 at the start of next year. When he cracks the Leafs lineup, and I do think he does make it out of the camp, maybe this is like the fellow teammate in Minton who made the camp and play the minimum of 7 games. But this guy's going to make this team. He's going to get the taste of NHL action. Maybe it's to start the year. Maybe it's at the tail end going into the playoffs. Easton Cowan will crack this team, and this list is going to start looking more ridiculous and ridiculous as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I think this guy has never watched a game of hockey before in his life, because this list is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just have, like, I'm bringing it up again, Mark, because as we look here, like, we have guys like Marco Kasper and Tom Willander. Lane Hudson at 27 is even a crazy shot here, and Jagger Furcus, a guy who played amazing this year, isn't even on this list as well. And then you have guys like Easton Cowan, and the next guy we're going to talk about here, Fraser Minton. I don't think he's a top 30, but he's definitely better than 84th right now. This is after starting the year with the Leafs. Minton returned to WHL and ended up captaining Canada at the World Juniors. And this guy, if this guy's valuing playing in the NHL so much, you think Fraser Minton will be higher, because he did have 4 games at the beginning of the season. I just think this guy is completely out to lunch, and everybody should go to his page and tell him how you feel.
Yeah, because the big thing is, like you're saying, if he's going to value some of these prospects getting NHL experience, playing in the NHL to raise their stock, I don't understand how you don't put Fraser Minton up. Yes, he only played the minimum games before he could be sent down and not burn his any years off his ELC. But Fraser Minton looked good during his games. Yes, he didn't put points up. Yes, he didn't dominate offensively. But even Sheldon Keefe, the former Toronto Maple Leafs coach, said how well he played and that he just wanted one more year of him in the juniors to get his footing. And that's another guy, and I know a lot of fans, shout out to Rob, I see you in the comments constantly, we want to see a Young Guns line. Maybe you see Easton Cowan, Fraser Minton, and Matthew Nyes as a possible lineup next season in training camp, whatever it might be. The Leafs' talent has been great. A lot of people say they don't have a lot of talent, but they do have some top-end talent with Easton Cowan and Fraser Minton headlining this. So not having either of these guys, even in the top 50, is just a little absurd in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that these guys who are making these lists are going to get a huge ego smack to the face when Fraser Minton and Easton Cowan are dominating the NHL. We're not dominating. I mean, you can't put too much on them their first year in the league, but when they're playing great hockey for the Toronto Maple Leafs next year, and these guys are watching this and saying, how did we put him at 67th? How did we put him at 84th? Now you know why, because to me, it seems like there's too much Leaf hate here right now, and that's coming from a Montreal Canadiens fan, and I can respect when there's good, when I see a good talent, and Easton Cowan is that. I mean, the accolades, the season he just had, all of this just makes him out to be one of the best prospects in the world right now, and to get disrespected, putting him in 67th, which is another sharp blow to the Toronto Maple Leafs fans, unfortunately, is just crazy. It's disrespectful, and we need to see some respect put on Easton Cowan's name. But we want to hear your guys' thoughts on this down below. I know a lot of you guys are going to be fired up about these rankings from the comments we've seen on previous videos, so we look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below in the comment section. But we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Daniel. Shout out to you, Daniel, day one supporter here on the channel. He's still here almost a year later, Mark. I can't believe it. He says, finally, Canada back fighting for a cup. And unfortunately, yes, we are fighting for a cup, but unfortunately, it's not the team that everybody wanted it to be. It's the Edmonton Oilers. Sorry, Oilers fans, but we want Florida to bring it home.
Oh, I definitely agree. I mean, as a Vancouver Canuck fan as well, I want to see Roberto Luongo finally get his cup. So if it's with the Florida Panthers, it still feels good.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go. Bring it home for Bobby Lou. We need it. We need it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below, hit that like button while you're down there. Leave a comment on the video. You might be featured on the next comment of the day. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. We just recently hit 3,500 subscribers, and we're growing and growing, and we really appreciate all the respect you got. All the respect you guys have shown us over this last year. It means the world to us that you guys support us all the way back from last July. It doesn't feel like we've been doing this for that long, but it means the world to us, and there's more to come here on the channel, so make sure down below and hit that subscribe button if you're not already and you want to hear some crazy takes come from us, because we're definitely good for a few of those. But if you want to see a video that Mark did earlier today, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Mark Pye. Keep your stick on the ice.